Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a little background on myself to let you guys know how I got here and ended up doing some wildlife photography. So it's a bit of a story, but I'd like to share it with you so you know exactly where I'm coming from. And at the end of the video I shall put the best of my photographs that I've taken from spring to the end of this summer. I hope you enjoy them because I've enjoyed thoroughly taking them. So I think we should get into it. I've got my coffee. It's going to be a while. Let's begin. So it all started in 2014 February, just around my birthday. I had a heart attack at 49 years old. So I was taken to the hospital, got all the tests done. Yep, I had a heart attack. I was stayed in hospital for 2 weeks while they were doing some tests, etc. All the usual stuff that you have to do. And on the 10th of March, so it was roughly about 2 weeks, 10th of March, I ended up in Blackpool and I had stents fitted. 4 of them. My right coronary artery was blocked 95%. So I could have died. So that's where the process for me started thinking, what the hell am I gonna do? It was horrible. It was frightening. I was upset. Everything had just come crashing down. But they did the job. They fixed me up, packed me off, sent me home, and I took about 3 months off and then went back to work. And it was too stressful. I had to change my job. So I ended up changing my job, doing something a little bit less stressful. So the next big step in my life was in 2017. My long-standing partner of 10 years, Anna, we decided to get married on the 17th of August, which was what a beautiful day. Very nice, very quiet, extremely beautiful weather. So we tied the knot and made everything legal. It was a fantastic day. So we had that. We had a couple of weeks off to go on honeymoon. We went to Scotland, etc. And then got back. And by this time, I'd changed my job. We worked at the same place for a while, which was great. 2019 came. I started feeling a bit poorly. So I went back to the doctors. I had some tests done. I went back to have a look inside, and they said, oh, it's possible that he could need another stent at the bottom. So they booked me in. Took forever. Anyway, I went there and I went under and came back up, and no, they hadn't fitted another stent. Didn't really explain why, but everything was okay, which is good news. So that was in 2019 November. So I goes back to work, and then I was feeling unwell. So I went back to the doctors, and to cut a long story short, had some tests done and I was diagnosed with COPD stage 2. Never end. So we decided to have a little bit of a break. I think it was April. So we came out to Hungary to visit family, and that's when it really got me thinking, I need to change my lifestyle. I need to do something with myself, because what I was doing just wasn't helping. And then I was here looking down the garden, and it just hit me. I thought, yeah, I could do this. Came home. I had a long discussion with Anna, and I wanted to retire. I wanted to sell up and come and live here in Hungary. Obviously my wife, she's originally from Hungary, and she has this little house here already that was hers. So after a lot of thought, going through a lot of things, I wasn't quite 55, and I had a private pension, and I couldn't access that until I was 55. Now, we were obviously working out the cost of living in the UK. At 55, I couldn't afford to retire. One of us still had to work, and it certainly wasn't going to be me. And bless her heart, Anna was suffering with calcium on her shoulders. She was getting so much pain in her shoulders. It went onto her feet, and she was really struggling. You know, she was working very hard, you know, doing 12-hour days, on her feet all day, and it just wasn't working for her either. So it made sense really for us to both finish work, but we couldn't afford to do it in the UK. Like I say, my pension was going to be another 10 years. So even though I knew I was going to lose a substantial amount of money with claiming it early, 10 years early, we could manage to settle in Hungary, because the cost of living is pretty much a third of what it costs in the UK. And I wasn't too happy. I mean, obviously, bless her, she came to England in 2008. She absolutely adores the country, loves everything about England, and here I am saying, well, I want to retire and want to go to Hungary. And she wasn't too thrilled. But we had obviously lengthy conversations, and the fact that she could retire, I could retire, we both didn't have to work, it just made sense. So we agreed. The process began. So if you, well, I know a lot of you who follow this channel follow my other channel, which is Our Life After 50, which shows you everything that we've done in the last 2 years since we've been here in Hungary. So for you new guys that are watching this, you know, feel free to go onto Our Life After 50 and see where we're up to and what we've done there on that channel. So back to what we were saying. By this time COVID-19 had kicked off, hadn't it? And with me being quite poorly, I was put on furlough, and obviously I was at home, so that gave me the opportunity to start the process of my house in England, getting it all renovated, painted, and getting it ready for sale, which you have to say I did. and we put it on the market. I think it was May 2021, and we sold it within 48 hours. I could not believe it. It was just amazing. It went on the internet on the Friday night. Can't remember what date it was, but it was on the Friday night. We got 7 appointments booked on Saturday and Sunday, and on the Monday 6 of them put offers in, and we sold it by the Monday evening. So in essence, from going on the internet, which was Friday, it basically took 48 hours to agree a price. So it was like, oh my god, I've done it, I've sold the house. It's like, oh my god, couldn't believe it. But I've no regrets whatsoever. So I put the process in, everything was sorted. I got my pension fund sorted. I had to cash that all in, and at the end of it, by September, I think we had to leave the house 8th of September. We set off for Hungary to start our new life. Here, and it's been hard work, but no stress, which is what I try to achieve all along. There you go. That's a bit of background. Now, the photography began really round about lockdown, when we was in the COVID rubbish, and well, I was at home, and I'd had a camera for many years, and I always liked photography, but I certainly love nature. I love everything about nature. The usual, watched all the David Attenborough stuff, and anything I could get hold of nature wise, I always enjoyed watching it. So photography really was just another way for me to get into it myself and go into nature. So I bought a 7D Mark II to get me started, and started pottering around while I was on furlough, doing the renovation at home, painting and stuff, and then on Sundays I'd go out and take some photos and just relaxing and enjoying myself. So all said and done, I started learning it really then. So when we got here, I was just doing photographs around the garden. Couldn't go out much really, because obviously we're doing a lot of renovations here at home. And then by April this year, I managed to get my reflection pool sorted, and we'd bought the woodland next door to the house, and I set all that up, because at the time I was just walking around the garden. I had a little feeder set up, but it just wasn't suitable, and I could see my photography wasn't getting anywhere. So I needed to set up this pool to get to the next level, if you know what I mean, which I did. So I treated myself to an R6 and a 100 to 500 lens in August last year. And it took me a while to get to grips with all that, the latest mirrorless and what have you, and I found that it was much easier to use than the 7D, and I was getting better results. So now that I'm set up in the woodland, and I'm sure you're sick of seeing the woodland photos, but there is a little story behind that. We haven't had a car for 2 months. I had a bit of an accident, and they were waiting for a part from Japan, and it took 8 weeks, nearly 9 weeks. We got the car back last week, so I've not been able to get out, not been able to go anywhere. So I've had to be at home and doing the best I can with my reflection pool. So I'm sorry guys, if obviously you see me stuff and it's a little bit tedious, but I've not been able to do anything else, and rather than not do photography, I've just done it in woodland. Why wouldn't I? And it's been great for me. It's the amount of species that I've had, and things, the seasons are changing, and I've had all sorts of lighting issues. It's been difficult some days, it's been too bright, it's been too dark, but you know, that's the whole fun of it, and hence why I've put all these pictures together, and I can just see where I've been and where I'm at to now. Oh, green woodpecker just called. So that's where that's where I'm up to. The next step is obviously autumn into winter, and I want to see what comes in the woodland end, but I am going to try and get out. There's fields across the road, I know there's roe deer in there. I'm going to try and get some of that. I want to try and get some more bird of prey stuff, because I've got loads: kestrels, buzzards, sparrowhawks, goshawks, short-eared owl, sorry, little owl, long-eared owl, barn owl. You know, I've got everything around, but because I'm here and I don't know the area too well, and obviously Anna doesn't know the wildlife around here, she's been as surprised as me what we've got. That's the plan for the next coming year. I'm going to try and get out a bit more and do some homework and find these places and find all this wildlife that we've got. So that's it. So I'm going to put these photographs on for you now. I hope you like them. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I've thoroughly enjoyed doing the photography, and I'm really happy that I've got this as a hobby. I have got another hobby, which is my music side, but at the minute the photography is taking over in my life, and I love it. So if I'm enjoying it so much, it's just so nice to share all this with you guys. So there we go. Listen, if you've got this far, I appreciate it. At least it gives you an insight of you know, who I am, what I'm about, and let's see if I can take it further and get some good content happening. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.